We use QuickBooks Desktop. I wanted to duplicate a sales receipt to speed up some data entry. Zang! Here's for shortcuts to speed up the data entry, my friend. And then change the customer name. But I think I actually skipped the duplicating step and changed the customer name on the original sales receipt. What do I do now? So here's an interesting thing. With sales receipts in QuickBooks, I love these nitty-gritty text questions. This is great. With sales receipts in QuickBooks, you may not have actually done what you're concerned that you may have done, and here's why. And I'll tell you in a second how to check. For one, if a sales receipt was booked to undeposited funds, as should be done with credit card payments from customers and check payments from customers, you can't. And if that deposit has already been recorded in QuickBooks, you can't just go and change the customer name on the sales receipt because the two are linked. And if you try and save, you get a nasty pop-up message from QuickBooks. You can't do that, yeah. So, and a lot of people, I don't know your working style, a lot of people are so bombarded with pop-up messages all the time that some of us tend to not read them and disregard them and just kind of click whatever it takes to make them go away. So that may have happened. It may have happened that the sales receipt went to undeposited funds, it was deposited, you actually didn't change the name, but disregarded the pop-up message. However, if that check if the deposit was not recorded, it's possible that you did in fact change the sales receipt name, or let's say it was a cash deposit and it went to petty cash, not undeposited funds. So the quickest way to do it is my favorite keyboard shortcut, Control F. Okay, my second favorite. David's on the call. David, you know my favorite keyboard shortcut because you taught it to me years ago. F1, he said. F1 will be your best friend. Well, my second best friend is Control F for find. And if you remember anything about the transaction, the original name, the new name, the date, the amount, any one of those, you can do a find and look for that sales receipt in QuickBooks, and you'll see for yourself, does it have the original name or does it have the new name? Another thing you can do if you're not sure about any of that information, there's a really cool report you can run in QuickBooks. And my friends, the report I'm about to tell you has much broader applications than just this one question. It has saved my butt on occasion and helped me save a lot of time. It's the audit trail, but not just any audit trail. You can look in the QuickBooks file to see what was changed today. And here's how. Go to the Reports menu, followed by Accountant and Taxes, which is a place that you never go unless you're an accountant. But today, you have Jamie's permission. Reports, Accountant and Taxes, and then go to Audit Trail and click on Customize Report and click on Filters. And put on a filter for entered/modified. So when you click on the filter box, just tap the letter E on your keyboard. You get to very quickly to entered/modified. Enter today's date. Hop over back to the Display tab and make sure that all the dates are clear. You only want entered modified equals today, but the transaction date you don't care about. The transaction date needs to be clear. And in this instance, we also know that the transaction type is a sales receipt. So on the Filters tab, click T for transaction type. You'll get to the T's, click on transaction type, choose sales receipt, click OK. That's your secret weapon. You will get a complete history of any sales receipts that were entered today or changed today, including the complete history. So you can see for yourself, my gosh, I did the dipsy doodle, I changed the customer's name. And you can simply double click the most recent version of that sales receipt in the audit trail and change it back. Thank you so much for asking. I know it can be really nerve-wracking to go, oh, MD, what did I just do? But that's the answer for you. And that little treasure trove of the audit trail, what got changed today, can be a real time saver.